Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Whiskey Gas Garage. In this episode, my name is Chad Scott, and I'm your host with the most. Hey, we're not at the Whiskey Gas Garage right now. We're at the Whiskey Gas Storage Lot because we have to play our favorite game. It's called Car Jenga, musical cars. We only have so much room at the old Whiskey Gas Garage and in front of the Whiskey House, and you don't have a lot of room. So we got our 3 spots here at the old Whiskey Gas Storage Lot, and so we brought the Lincoln log cabin you guys saw in that last episode. We went and got the logs. I rode the pedal tractor. We did circles. I bow duked it to get in the car. 60-year-old men should not bow duke luxury Lincoln living room log limousines. They shouldn't do that. But we got it in. We got the logs unloaded there in the old Whiskey Gas Garage and the bracketry. Now, a lot of y'all know that I went to the United States Coast Guard Academy as an undergrad, and there's a lot of smart people that I went to school with. So I called up all the smart people and I said, "Hey, smart guy, I'm gonna put a log cabin on top of a limousine." And when he was done laughing out loud in my face, he hurt a little bit. He said he designed, he catted, he took the weight of the logs and the rise and the aurora borealis, and whatever he did, he came up with a design, and it's how we're going to build the bracketry that holds the log cabin to the pillars of the old Lincoln limousine here. And so I gave those off to Madmar Welding there in Berthoud, Colorado, my good friend Kyle. And he's got one of the machines. It's a big table, and it takes plate steel, and it goes, whatever that does, that's what it sounded like to me. So he's designing all the bracketry and cutting it all out for us, so we don't have to do that by hand. And then I'll weld it all together, and then we'll weld it onto the top of the limousine, and then we'll call the inevitable Jim, and we'll start building. He's going to come out when we start building up the inside of the top of the buggy. So there's just a lot going on. But anyway, that's future. And right now we're here. So we brought this over to the old lot. We've already got our boat covered up. We've got our 30-foot Malibu boat. She's covered up for the season. Boats, for those of you who didn't know this, are giant wells that you throw money down and then pour gasoline on top of, and then just throw a lit match and go and watch your money burn. BOAT stands for borrow only another 1,000. You just got to keep throwing money at boats. So, but we got her covered up now, and she's not something we're worried about. And then behind her, of course, we got the old Folsom Prison bus. We'll be taking the Folsom Prison bus out to someplace, St. Louis, here in a couple of weeks. We're going to be working on with Sinister Motorsports, Jim Drury, and a couple of other guys we met on Poverty Tour to build a van for a homeless veteran. So we've got that project coming up. We'll be taking the old bus out so we can live in that for the weekend while we're building on this van we're giving away. But the real reason we're here is the old Subaru Justy. And you remember our Justified 1,000-mile adventure to Logan, Utah, where we hung out with Liam and his family, and we didn't get her running and driving. We did have enough help there to get her up onto the trailer, and it took all of us, and the starter and the fact that we could put it in gear and lurch it forward. Anyway, we got her up on the trailer, but it was raining like cats and dogs the whole time we were there. It was absolutely soaked by the end of that trip, but there was some really pretty country on that trip. You ought to go back and watch it. It's the Justified 1,000-mile. Justified. Get it? See what I did there? You'll figure it out. Anyway, it's time to get that thing running and driving and moved on to its next home for somebody else for this winter, because it is a 4-wheel drive. So we're going to make that happen. And before we do, let's take a quick look at her. Let me get you over here. We'll take a quick look at her. Like I said, she's justified. There she is. You might remember. 4-wheel drive, says it right there on the mud flaps, in case you weren't for sure. So we're going to go on our Justified 1,000-mile adventure and all-wheel drive. Got a little button you push. It's pretty impressive, actually. She doesn't run and drive. We don't think she stops. But all we're going to do to her is get her running and driving. We're going to get her running, driving, stopping, and then somebody else can take it, to make it a daily driver from there. But that's our next project. Y'all hang in, hang out, hang on. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Well, we made it back, and of course we did. That trailer's made from this spit and duct tape and hope and dreams and sometimes unicorn poo. So just wanted to give you a quick walk around. Now, we gave you a good walk around during the first episode when we went out and got her, went out to Logan, Utah, and picked her up. We couldn't get her running and driving, mostly because it wouldn't run and drive, and it was raining. But we did manage to have enough help to get it up on the old trailer here without having to winch her up there. But you can see she's all there. Now, is she perfect? No, she's an 89 Subaru Justy 4-wheel drive GL. Now, that's where the sticker would be if there was a sticker, but there's no sticker. It's gone. And that one's gone too. But emblem's still there. We know it's a Justy. It has got 4-wheel drive. Look at that. They wouldn't put mud flaps, be against the law to put mud flaps on it unless it was actually a 4-wheel drive. And she's got good tires on her. She's got a little crack and a little whiskey dent right there. But she's got roll bars on her, or the roof racks, because why wouldn't you have roof racks on her? And she's an all-wheel drive, but that's a 4-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, meaning selective. You can run 2-wheel drive if you want, or you can push a button and you're in 4-wheel drive. Now, she's got stuff up here. There's a motor. And as we pointed out in the first, somebody's drilled some access holes in the top of that to get more air. That's old school. And let's count these spark plugs because there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And the firing order is 1, 2, 3. So there's that. It's got to be the world's smallest distributor cap. It's only got 4 holes. And so it's a 3-cylinder, 1.2 liter. These motors were notoriously reliable. They were just extremely reliable. And then they did a good job. They got like 60 miles to the gallon if you babied them. Now, we know this one has about 88,000 miles on it. And we also know, because of these hooks right here, and because it had a big bar on it beforehand, that she was towed behind an RV most of her life. So we don't know how many miles are actually on the motor. It's going to be less than 88,000 because she was towed. And whether or not, when you flat tow these, the miles go up on it or not, I don't know yet. But it's interesting, the booster and the master cylinder over here, and then way over here, let's just run huge brake lines. There's the distribution block way over on this side. So, everything's masterfully engineered. It's a Subaru. It's going to run until forever, till rapture. It's basically going to, I think they maybe even written the Subaru into Revelations because they knew after the skies go black as sackcloth, that the Subaru would still be around. So, but she doesn't look bad. For what she is, there's no rust anywhere on her. And she's got a little whiskey dent on top there from probably putting something too heavy that didn't need to be up there in the first place. But all we're going to do is get this thing running, get it driving, and then stopping maybe, and making sure the battery's charged and all the little stuff. And then we're going to move it on to somebody who wants to turn it into a daily driver. This is it's a great little car. It's 4-wheel drive. It'll be perfect for the people this time of year, especially in Colorado. It'd be a great winter car for somebody. And let's take just a little peek on the inside because she ain't in too bad a shape. So on the inside, like I said, the door cards are all mostly there. A little tear here, that's fine. And then, there's a little rip in the seat right there. Again, she's an 89, 99, 2009, 2019. She's going to turn 40 soon. But no AC, don't need it, overrated. It's got the original Subaru stereo in her, and She's got gauges and clusters. 86,000 miles. I said 88. It's 86,000 miles. And there's your little button right there, 5-speed. Push the button, boom, 4-wheel drive, not 4-wheel drive. And we think all that works and lights up, and we'll find out here in a few minutes. You know, but the back seat's in good shape. Looks like it probably hadn't been sat in. And then up here, it's got headliner, and that's all there. So the inside is she perfectly fine. For what she is, she's completely acceptable. Door shuts just like it should the second time. And then let's see here. Oh, I guess I can get him back here. Then back here, she's gonna need struts. So whoever we sell this to, you're going to put some struts in it. But the passenger, the little package tray is there, and she's clean back here. So guys, just no rust anywhere, and well taken care of. Now, if you saw the other episode, you remember that Liam, who's a high school kid, senior in high school, bought this out of a field in Oregon where it had sat for many, many years. It just hadn't been driven. It ran when drove, according to the people he got it from, and he was the second owner, and the old Whiskey Gas Garage is the third owner. So she ran and drove when he got her, or, you know, when it was parked many years ago, and he just never could get her back doing what she ought to be doing. You know, he wanted to daily drive this thing in the winter there in Utah, take it skiing and that kind of stuff, and it didn't come to happen for him. He had another car, and he needed some money to put behind that car, and so we scooped this up. So y'all, we'll get on this motor here. Our goal today, well, for this episode, our goal is to drive this thing off the trailer. So we want to start it, and we want to drive it off the trailer, and maybe even around the block, just to see what she does, what she looks like. We do have a clean title in our name, and we have zip ties holding the radiator in. So I'm pretty sure that's how that was meant to be. And yeah, that seems fine. So we're gonna get on her here and see what we can get doing to her to make sure she. Now we know the starter. We use the starter to lurch it forward in gear to get it up on the trailer. So then we could push it up, and we know it's going to be fine. So we're going to get on her here and see if we can't get her running, driving, and we'd like to get her just where we could pull her off the trailer under her own power, and then she'll be up for sale. She'll be ready for somebody else. So y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on.
Sad, got a clunker car, it's just plain bad. Don't you fret, don't you worry, don't you sass. Just bring it on down to Chad's Whiskey Gas. He's Chad, he's wild, he's got the speed, fixing up rust buckets, planting a new seed in the Whiskey Gas Garage. You know it's true. He'll get that old forgotten clunker feeling brand new.
Now I know somebody's gonna put in the comments, because they always do, Chad, why do you wash your cars before you know if they run or drive? Because I don't like wrenching on grimy crap. You know, you grow up wrenching on grimy crap, and believe me, I grew up wrenching on grimy crap. The first Yugo I ever had, the first car I ever had was a 1969 International Scout, and it would climb a wall. Literally, you could get it. You'd go right, not literally up a wall, but you know what I mean. You put those front wheels on, you could get it to climb up. And anyway, I wrenched on that kind of crap down on the farm in Kentucky for years and years and years, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want everything to be oily and nasty and grimy, and so I wash them. So there's your answer to that, because somebody's going to ask it. Somebody always does. So anyway, we sprayed her, and we got some, it's clean. Engine's clean, car's clean, no surprises. Didn't find any more rust than we'd ever seen before. There's just 2 little spots that I can find on the whole damn car, and they're on the gas cap opening mechanism. So she's everything that I thought she would be when we went out into Logan, Utah and bought her. And she's gonna be fine. So we put a battery in her. You know, we showed you the battery. It's 3 times more battery than this car needs, but it was the one that I had in the garage, and it was free. So it wasn't free. I paid for it at some point. I don't remember when. So why she's got a 3-cylinder motor and a battery for a diesel truck, I don't know. 710 cold cranking amps for a car this size, I don't know. So they made these Justies in the U.S., I think for about 5 or 6 years. So they made them, the first generation was kind of like 87 and 88 was kind of the first gen. They were a 1,000cc motor, I believe, and had a much lower roof line. And then the second gen came in in this year. This is 89. It's kind of the second gen of this in the U.S. And it was the first time it had 4-wheel drive. It came with a much higher roof line, and they ditched sort of the 1,000cc motor with this 1.2 liter sort of inline 3-cylinder motor, because they got like 50 miles to the gallon or more, and that's a lot of miles per gallon. And this is not a all-wheel drive and all the wheels run all the time. No, 2 wheels run, you hit a button, 2 more wheels run. That's 4 wheels running, which makes this a great winter car. I mean, they're light, they're quick, they're zippy. I think they're less than 2,000 pound curb weight coming out of the factory. So they're good little cars for that sort of thing, and great little cars if you were going to be running around in the winter. So let's get the camera over here and take a good look at her. I put that battery in, and I forgot to check to see if it was any good. So we'll check that battery's any good. And if not, I brought my old battery box out from Harbor Freight, and we'll throw that on her to get her to do anything. But we're going to check the coal. We're going to look at stuff to make sure. What I know is she goes rear. Now, why do I know that? Because when we loaded her on the trailer, we couldn't get her really started, but if you put her in gear and hit the starter, it'd lurch it up onto the trailer. And that's what we did. And there she sat in this cocoon for a long time, last couple of months, while we went to duct tape drags. We went and got the Lincoln Log Cabin Limousine, which y'all saw last week. That's a lot of L's. Anyway, let's take a look at her and then see what we can do with this motor. Again, all we're doing is getting her running, driving, stopping-ish, and then we're moving her on to the next guy or gal who wants to take her to the daily driver finish line. So let's get over here and take a look at her. Let's see what we got going on here. So, again, nice little 2-liter motor, nothing fancy at all in this buggy. I'm sorry, 2-liter. I said 2-liter, 1.2 liter, 3-cylinder motor. She's got orange hoses and black hoses because we all need different colored hoses, I think. I think the world deserves that. And again, she's a die-hard silver, which means she'll die hard, I suppose. And she's 710 cold cranking amps and 165 reserve capacity, and she's a 27 F3. I know that because it's all written right here on the Die Hard sticker. And she was born in 6/24. So she's a year and a half old, but she was the battery that I had in the garage. And I'd just like to point out that somebody has, I'm just going to say, naturally aspirated this cover by drilling holes in it, because I guess that's what you do. You drill holes in we're going to have to get into that. The only thing that I think would be cooler than just having these holes in it is if we put a scoop on the hood, and then we'd have sort of that ram air induction. No, don't even think like that. And one of the things I think is weird on this is she's got a radiator that's zip tied in, so I'm sure that's original. And she's all hooked up, but there's no fan. Maybe these didn't have a fan. Anybody who knows whether or not these had a fan, put it down there in the comments. Either way, we're going to put one on her. We're going to put it to a keyed switch, and so it's running just all the time. because it just doesn't seem right that it shouldn't have one. So we're definitely going to put one on her, but if we can get her running, and if we don't, we'll figure out what to do from there. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is check this. I would check this battery because I didn't check it before I put her in. Let's see here. Both battery cables are black. I may not even have them on the right. Oh, that looks like that goes off to the starter. So yeah, all right. Oh boy, she's 12.5 volts. She's fine. Ain't a thing wrong with this battery. Now, you guys understand it's got to have spark. It's got to have fuel. You know, it's got to have some kind of combustion chamber. And let's see here. Let me go put the key. Let's see here. Coils up here on these. And again, she's a 3-cylinder. So there's only 4. It's a lot easier if you get your timing screwed up. You just keep trying different holes until one of them hits. But coils up here, let's see. Let me just punch into this wire here and this wire here. Okay. All right. Well, we've got continuous, meaning we've got good fire going into the coil. Now coming out of the coil, of course, we don't know. We'll have to hit the key and you know what we learned, especially in a Chrysler, is the damn things you got to get all your volts to the coil, or you're not going to get anything going. Remember, we tried to steal power off of old Bluefus to run our fan up front because we couldn't find another keyed switch. That's the same kind of stuff we'll run into here. So that appears to be happening. Let's see here. Let's pop off this. Modified, heavily modified. God, what is that? Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, that's upside down for sure. I'm hoping we don't find a rat's nest or anything crazy under here. Oh, no, we didn't find anything at all. There's no filter. Apparently it didn't need one. There's these things. It looks like maybe there was a filter. You know how you have the top and bottom rings on a filter? That looks like what that very easily could have been. Okay, there's that. Maybe that's why they had all them holes drilled in it. Ooh, little 1-barrel or 2-barrel 1-barrel carburetor here. I'm not pulling all that off until I figure out if I need to or not. But she's dirty. Oh, I mean, she is dirty. Let's go get some carburetor cleaner. Y'all wait right there. I'll be right back. Well, that pause button is like I was never even gone. I mean, she's bad. And it could be, with all the holes drilled in the top and no filter, something tells me there may be something going on. All right. Woo, that stuff is strong. Whew. Got a little contact buzz going there. That's all right. Contact buzzes are good for you. So we know that that's not really a good sign that she doesn't have a filter in her. But we know we can put a filter in her if she needs one. Tells me that maybe when he was tinkering with her, he couldn't get enough air in there. So he took out the air filter, and when that wasn't good enough, he just drilled some holes. And that's fine too. And maybe that's what I would do to get one running. I'm not sure. So we got that cleaned up. And of course, we're going to completely rebuild the fuel system. A little Berryman's B12. We'll throw that in her before we do anything with her. Now, when we were getting her loaded on a couple of months ago on the trailer, we turned the key, and all the little dingers and bells and whizzers on the inside came on. And we know she went, so she's not locked up, but we couldn't get her to fire over and roll over and do all the good stuff that you'd want one to do. But what we did notice is that she was full of gas, or the gas gauge moved went from the bottom up and then back down a little bit. So maybe she's got gas in her. And I can't remember if Liam said that he put gas in it or if it's got gas in it, but whatever it is, we're going to try to figure it out. And again, the only goal here, get this thing driven off the trailer, get her in some kind of shape to run, drive, stop, and then move her on. So let's keep that in mind. We're not looking to put a whole lot in her more than we have to. So that seems to be working fine. The plug wires are all there. We think it's probably got fuel in it, and it's probably gonna have spark. Let me go put a key in her and then check that coil. And we'll see if we're getting any resistance on that coil. And we'll know if there's any spark in her for sure. Let's see here, keys. You ever have too many cars that you got too many sets of keys? That's the keys to that. That's the key. Oh, there she is. She came with a key. That's always a good sign. And a clear title. We got a key and a clear title. You can hear that door dinger kicked on. It's got a mechanical fuel pump because I hear it kicking on and running. So what we know now is we've got a mechanical fuel pump that works. And we've got let's see here. All right. Oh. All right, we've got amps to and from the coil. All right. That seems to check. Now, whether or not she's actually getting fuel, I can't tell. And what we should do here is probably go ahead and pull the fuel lines and see if there's any fuel coming out. And then while we have the fuel lines pulled off, we'll go ahead and, pull off the whole carburetor, and then we'll take out all the spark plugs and then stick a borescope down in there. And are you guys getting the irony here? We're not doing any of that. We sprayed some carb cleaner in her. We're going to rebuild the fuel system with some Berrymans here in a minute. And of course, the fuel door locks. It's probably the same key. And then maybe pour a little Berrymans in her. I don't know. But we're not going to do a whole lot. We're just going to try to get her going. See if she'll fire off. So let's get her Berrymans out here. Fuel system rebuilder. That's what it is. It's not a cleaner. It's not a. I give this a 5% chance of me being able to open this without breaking the tab on it and having to get a. Damn it. Now, I don't know if anybody has a secret for these, but I'm going to put you, go get a screwdriver. I'll be right back. So she's got a lock on her, because why wouldn't she have? And you guys tell me about rust on this thing, and there's a couple of little surface things where the paint's been chipped, but nothing rusted through. Right here's a couple of little surface places on this gas cap door. But other than that, boy, she's clean. There's just not that much to see. Okay. Unleaded fuel only. Now let's put let's completely rebuild the fuel system. And you could put Berrymans or Seafoam or T205 or BR549 or whatever it is you put in yours. But I use Berrymans. This Berrymans you eat the plastic right out of a cup, so it must be good. Been using it for years. Daddy used it, Granddaddy used it, I use it. That's what I can tell you about Berrymans. So look at her, boy. She's not bad. Now she needs love, but that's somebody else's love that she needs. So look down on her here in all her radiant beauty. One of the things you'll notice that I noticed that's fine is that right there, there's some, that looks like material from a tie down that's around the motor mount, which my guess is that's a bushing that slides around, and they just put that in there as kind of like a spacer. That's fine. Again, that's the next guy's thing if they want to put new bushings in. And if we even get it running, we're not doing that. But you know, so there's been some fixes on it. I just want everybody to know what's going on with this old girl. So she's got a micro V belt on her. One belt runs everything. Does she leak transmission fluid? No, doesn't have any transmission fluid. Does she leak power steering fluid? No, she doesn't have power steering, and that's what it would take to leak power steering fluid. So, I guess we just get in there and crank on her. We've cleaned that up. We put some fuel stuff in it. You know, we've checked the coil, and I know the coil's good. It seems to be just fine here. All these wires seem to be pretty tight and dry-ish from the washing. You know, we ought to check the oil in her if we don't do anything else. She's dirty a little bit, but she doesn't smell bad, and she's up to the mark. How many cars have you owned in the last little bit that just got one dipstick? Just one. Just check the oil. And let's see here. Let's check the water in her. Just up to the top. But again, I just can't get over there's not a fan on it. We're going to put a fan on it if we get her running and driving. The brakes, let's see. Brake fluid is right near the top. She could use a little brake fluid, but we'll put a little in her if she looks like she's got. It's all there. It's all together. It's got a booster behind it, and that master cylinder doesn't look old. Of course, we just washed it. Nothing looks old anymore. So let's just get in, put a key on her, and see what happens. I just don't know here. The clutch is, I'm sure the clutch is fine because we had it in gear and we were lurching it up. And then all the fuse work is fine. We're just going to get in and crank on her. Make sure these are all plugged in tight. And they are. Let's look at these plugs from the outside. Well, they don't look old and they don't look new. Maybe she'll be fine. We'll see. So y'all just, let's go inside her. See if she's got any whim-dizzers and ringers and bingers and singers. I can't get in the driver's side door, not because it doesn't open, but because the weight distribution makes it impossible to get the door open or over these fingers. So we got to go in the old passenger side door, which is fine. Good. So you got a little crack in the windshield there. Let's see here. I'm going to turn the key on. And there we go. There, see? She makes noises. Let's test on her a little here. I have any idea how you turn the stereo on. Oh, push it. Oh, good God. Okay, the stereo works. All right, that works. Let's see here. I guess that turns it off. Yeah. Okay. Well, one of those lights comes on when you hit the hazards. Let's see here. Oh! We've got windshields. Oh, she's out of washer fluid, apparently. What about that rear one? Whoa, we've hit buttons now. Hold on. Oh, the back one there, see it in the rear view mirror? So she's working. It's got a rear defrost switch. I have no idea if that's working or not. She's got lights and, oh, you can see those. Lights are working here. See, they're off. See them on the back of the Excursion. One's a little dimmer than the other. That's fun. And then, let's see here. Okay. She's blowing air. There is no air conditioner to worry about. I'm just going to assume the heat's fine. Okay. Oh, she's got a full manual, boys. Subaru Justy manual. And she's got everything she's ever had done to her is right here. All the service records. And she's got plenty of extra fuses should you need them, little blade fuses. So she's got stuff. And like I said, 86,000 miles. And with the body being what it is, I don't doubt that at all. This, you know, got a cracked dash. Probably came from sitting in that field. But she doesn't smell bad inside. Doesn't smell like mice. Doesn't smell like anything ever's been in it. She's got a manual choke. It's not hooked up. I looked at it. It's not even, it's up there. And I guess I could hook it up, but I ain't gonna. Again, somebody else can do that. So let's just give her some gas. Okay, she did nothing. Okay, she made a little noise there. She did nothing. Turn her off and back on. She did nothing. I wonder if she's got a little flat spot on the starter. Oh. She wanted to do something there. Did you hear her go by? She wanted to sputter and come to life. I'm going to give her a little more gas. And it could be that we put all that carb cleaner in her too. All right. Boys, my foot is off the gas. Let me get her in neutral. Oh, shit, I hope that was it. Oh, shoot, I hope that was neutral. Sorry about that. Tried to give her a little gas. She almost died. Yeah, she's running. Oh, listen at her. Of course, she sounds like there's no muffler at all anywhere. And to be honest with you, I may have checked that, but if I did, I forgot about it. But fella, she's running. Not the first turn of the key. And to be honest with you, I worked on her a little bit because I thought when we were trying to start it, it was going rear, 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 rear. I thought it sounded really bad out of time. It had a huge lurch in it. And I looked up the old timing chart on her. Is 1, 2, 3. And then I simply put the spark plugs in the right place. They were not at all in the right place. And in fact, they were the 1 and 3 were off, and I think that's why it wouldn't start the first time that I got in it, because he said he was really close to getting it running, and he may have been. All right, so that's running. Fella, she's running. Well, look at that 4-wheel drive here. And when you hit that 4-wheel drive button, see up here on the dash where it says unleaded fuel only, right below that it says 4-wheel drive. You hit that and the 4 little wheels come on. And then you undo it and it goes back to 2-wheel drive. So 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. All right. Now, look, let's go take a look at this engine, because like I said, she's not got a muffler hardly at all. Well, she's sucking air. She actually sounds fine. Sounds like there's something, like a little rattle somewhere, but nothing seems to be worried about. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that quietened her down. Let's see here. basically. That goes in there like that. Now we'll have to get a filter and put in her, because I'm not gonna let a car go without an air filter. I mean, I'll run it a little while. We used to do it all the time. But I'll have to get an air filter and put in her. And sounds like there might be a little bit of an exhaust leak in her somewhere, but that may not prevent her from driving. That's all cool as it can be. Oh, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense right there. The bumper's pretty much rusted completely out of it. She's got her catalytic converter up there and all her pieces of parts. The underside of it's not rusted out at all. There's a little surface rust under there, but except back here now. That's why she's not super loud. She's not so loud you can't hear yourself think. Well, she's a runner, boys. Y'all hold on right there. I'm gonna take her off, get all these bindings off of her, and then maybe we'll back her off the trailer. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on.
There's a whole lot of buzz about the Folsom Prison bus and the Lincoln Log Cabin limousine. It's been all over the news on Facebook and YouTube and every redneck magazine. But there's something else going on down at Whiskey Gas Garage, and it's something that you've never seen. Chad's building a race car from a 1986 Yugo and a Triumph, and when he gets it running right, he's gonna race it. 24 hours of lemons, and when he takes it to the track, y'all are never gonna look back. And if you're there, you'll have the time of your life, 'cause he's got his own camera crew, and y'all are gonna be on YouTube. If you see a little car passing you by, just remember it's Chad and his 1986 Yugo and
Well, despite leaving the wheel chock on the trailer and backing her off over the wheel chock, I thought she did fine. So she started, she's got clutch, not a ton of clutch, but she's got enough clutch to get her moving. Her brakes are spongy. You got to pump them a time or two, but they're there, they exist. So, mission accomplished. We wanted to get her started. We wanted to see if she would run, and I just knew in my heart of hearts that he had those plug wires wrong, and he did. And we wanted to get her driving, which we haven't done yet. We haven't proved that it'll drive, or we know it's got reverse. We've not tried any of the other gears yet, but we're gonna give it those gears in a second and see what it'll do. I'm gonna go out and see if I can round up my competent cameraman Holden, and maybe we'll even take her around the block to see if she'll drive, or if the speedometer works, or if any of that kind of stuff works. So y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on. We'll be back in just a second. All right, so we backed her off the trailer. She started, she's running. We backed her off the trailer, so technically that's driving, but technically it's not good enough. Because remember, this is not going to be our car. We're moving this one along to somebody else to get completely roadworthy and streetworthy and make a great winter car around Colorado for somebody. So I've got a Holden here with me. Say hi, Holden. Wait, there you go. And we're going to take a little test drive. And when I say a little test drive, I mean around the block. We're not getting crazy. We're not going to run it hard, but we're going to run it. And so now that we can get both doors open, because Holden, you were here, but I almost trapped myself in the car again.
You do that a lot.
I do, and you know, at this age, I ain't Bo Dukin. So we're going to get in the car, we're going to take a little drive, and then you see kind of what happens next. Because I don't know what's going to happen next. So get in there, hold on, let's take her for a drive. And as is tradition, every car I own, the door blinker works. Remember, Holden and I, we were working on Bluefus the other day. And yeah, that's something new. See, she's got some pedal. If you pump her, she's got more. And then she kind of goes down. Tells me there's some air in the brakes. We'll have to see here. Now, she doesn't start every time. She's going to start that time. All right. She's starting. She's running. The tachometer's working. I'm surprised this car's even got a tach. But I guess with a 5-speed. All right, let's see here. Let's see if that's reverse. I'm just trying not to hit Holden's car. At least not hit it that hard. Oh, we got our brakes in. Ooh, that'd be close. All right, let's see if we can get her up in there. First, let me adjust my mirror. Let's see. Oh, good. Mirror adjusters work-ish. Okay. Okay, and we're off on our first test drive ever. She's got second gear. Okay, she's got some brakes, but they're a little spongy. I'll be honest with you, they're a little spongy, but they're there. The second gear. Third gear. All right. Yeah, just a little bit of brakes. That one actually get her out and run her. She's doing some well. She needs a muffler. Let's start there. She needs a buffer. Second gear.
Skull zone.
Oh, that's right. It's a skull zone. Third gear.
That'll say might not want to kick her up in the school zone.
Yeah. Just for giggles. Fourth gear. Okay, she's got a fourth gear. And a third gear. I'm not taking her out too far in case she heats up on us. Because there's still no fan. I still don't understand why there's no fan on that exhaust system, or on the cooling system, but yeah, we're going to put one regardless. You go by your old birth at high school. They say all you got to do is drive by birth at high school and they'll just throw a diploma in your car. You don't even got to go. That's not true. You got to slow down. So they can get it in the car. All right, let's turn here on 10. Oh, like I said, she got summer brakes. Some are there, some are missing. But she's got good clutch. It pops right out there. For a near 40-year-old vehicle, I'm not going to complain about her. I don't want you going too fast. We're running in fourth gear right now. Oh, we've even got a sign. Let's see how close our speedometer is. 25. 25! We're right on. I wonder what the record is. I believe I can beat it. The temp gauge is working and she's down just above the cold. So she's right where she ought to be. All right, we've got blinkerage. Hard to complain here, Holden.
Yeah.
See here,
It's a little bumpy, but
what's a little bumpy? That's just the way I drive. She got the heater that blows. We know she's got a stereo that we Oh, okay. Maybe the brakes and the radio don't work at the same time. Could that be a thing?
maybe.
It may be a thing. But now, you know what we need to do? We need to pull over. And I don't know how you're supposed to do this. We're going to put her in four-wheel drive. So we put her in neutral. We hit the four-wheel drive button. All four of our little green, show them the four little green tires. See the four little green tires right there came on? See, it's off now. So now we're in 4-wheel drive. Let's see if that makes any kind of difference in how she handles her. Oh, you can definitely feel it. The steering in the front got so much tighter.
Ride got smoother too.
It did, didn't it? Isn't
Yeah,
that
I
weird?
got like twice as smooth, if not else.
So it's smooth. Now it does have a check engine light on. It's an 89. It's got a check engine light on. What that's for, I don't know. Am I going to dig that? No.
Probably telling you you're missing your fan.
Yeah, I mean, you could be telling me I'm missing the fan or the gas cap's unlocked or something crazy like that. So, but it's got it. You'll just have to deal with that or get a piece of black tape, depending on where you register and license it. Okay. But she seems to be running and driving. You're braking and stopping and
Well, doing less on those first two fronts, I think. But
yeah.
But it feel like you had a problem with the brakes since you went to 4-wheel.
I don't know. It's should have 4-wheel brakes all the time. It's there's some air in these brakes, is what it is. That's all it is, and they're going to need to be bled. Put a little bit more fluid in them, or let them gravity bleed. But I think they'll come up just fine. Tires are good on it. No big flat spots. It's driving right along. Boy, she's hard to complain about. I'll be honest with you. Then we're pulling back up here at the Whiskey Gas Garage. Here's fifth. I just want to make sure to go into fifth. And again, she's got, I don't know what more you could expect out of one. Older than you.
Yeah.
She runs, she drives, she stops. The 4-wheel drive works. She's got a check engine light on in her now. And then not every time you hit the key does the starter engage, but most of the times, like right then, there's nothing on the starter. It could be in the switch, in that keyed switch. It's going to hit. It's going to start for you. So, I guess she's going to be all right. She runs, she drives, she stops, and that's all that I ever wanted her to do, was to run, drive, and stop, and she does that all just fine. So, if you'd like to take a look at her, maybe she's your next car. I don't know. Reach out to the old Whiskey Gas Garage, and if we can have her, she could still be yours. Y'all hang in, hang out, and hang on. We'll see you next time around.